Hello everyone, another Trey here. I've had a YouTube channel for a while, but I've never really done much with it. After years of debating it, I've decided that I'm going to try a Let's Play series. We're going to use a modded version of Resonant Rise 3 on the AT launcher. There are a couple mods in this pack that you might want to be aware of that aren't normally in Resonant Rise 3 on the AT launcher, but I really like to use them, so they're right. Galactic Craft is the major one that's in here that I've always wanted to play around with. I don't know a whole lot about it other than the basics. I know how to make a tier 1 rocket and some things like that. So that'll be a learning experience for me as I play through this series. There are a few other mods that I added in. Storage drawers is one that I really enjoy because it makes using alternate storage with applied energistics a lot easier with the controller drawer. There's also Jabba, that's part of the base pack, but in order to use that with applied energistics, you have to use storage buses on every single barrel, which is really hard with the new channel system and applied energistics too. It's not really hard, but it really limits the potential of what you can do with it. There's a few other small mods in here that I've really come to enjoy. One of them is Melissa's Doors, just because of the way you can customize the entrances and exits and doors between rooms in your base. So that's in here as well. There might be one or two others that I added in that aren't normally in the pack, and if I happen to come across them, I'll let you know. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new single-player world here. I do have a single-player test world that I use for testing mods that I add to the pack or remove from the pack, make sure everything works correctly. I did have some problems with Galactic Craft when I first installed it. I actually had to get an updated version because I had originally downloaded another pack from the AT launcher and just copied the files over, and it just crashed every time I tried to use it, especially on server, because I do have a server as well. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new world here. I like to call my world Netheria. I don't know why, I just like the way it sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and create this world and be right back. Alright, so we are in a brand new Resonant Rise 3 world. As you can see, I also have the Sphax BD Craft texture pack. I really enjoy the way that it makes the world look. It's kind of comic-y, which I think is their goal. Some people don't like it. I do. I think it looks cool, so I'm going to use it, unless it causes problems with video editing or anything like that. As you can see, I'm running at about 34 FPS, so not great, and we have a zombie already, so we're going to smack him in the face, let him burn. We're on fire, which is a wonderful start. Alright, we get our first zombie brain. Two, actually. Some fireworks. There's achievements for everything in this. So we got our first crash. Looked like a Dimension ID conflict, which is basically the problem I've been having with Galactic Craft all along. So we're going to start off the same way everybody does, punching trees to get wood. I like to start off my plays by getting into Tinker's Construct because they're really nice tools, especially early game. I usually end up using them the entire way through the game. I do have Draconic Evolution, so sometimes I get into the Draconic Evolution armor and tools. It is, in my personal opinion, a little bit OP, but I've always been a big fan of mods like Equivalent Exchange. I especially loved Equivalent Exchange 2, and I know there's a new Project E, it's basically Equivalent Exchange 2 for modern Minecraft. I always enjoyed that mod. A lot of people say it's broken. Yep, probably is, but it's a lot of fun. There is a mod in this pack also that makes the leaves disappear very quickly, which is really nice. There's a lot of rubber trees around in this mod pack. They're not really useful at the beginning. You don't need those till you get into like Mine Factory Reloaded, which I don't do at the beginning. So we're just going to keep punching trees and getting wood. Probably only need a couple more before we're ready to find somewhere to bunker down, because the first night does come quickly. No matter what mod pack you're playing, the first night is always a little bit scary. I usually do one of two things. Either find some sheep and make a bed immediately, or dig a hole in the ground. I have 12 pieces of wood. That's probably enough to get started. Let's look for a new place to set up. There's also a mod in this pack called like Bigger Trees or something, and it makes these huge oak trees, as well as some other types, but they are just fantastic. Once you get an item such as an axe, one of the big axes from Tinker's Construct, wood is no longer a problem. You just whack one of these for a couple seconds, the whole thing comes down, and you never need wood again. Well, not never, depending on how you want to power your base, especially if you're making charcoal. So we're going to look around a little bit. If you look at the mini-map in the upper right, there's a big lake down to the southwest. I don't know what that biome is to the northeast, but it looks kind of brown, so I don't really want to go there. I'm actually tempted to just kind of dig into the side of one of these hills for the first night. Actually, this area is really flat. I might just set up right here. That's what I think I'm going to do. So we're going to take our wood. There's no sense in having logs at the beginning, so we're going to go ahead and make a crafting table. Tinker's Construct adds a crafting station, which is really nice, because the items don't pop out every time you leave the crafting station interface. So I'm just going to throw this right here on the ground. I'm going to make some sticks. We're going to need a bunch of them, so I might as well just make a bunch right away. Make a bunch of blank patterns. Probably didn't need 40, but hey, we got 40 now. Got a stencil table, which is what makes your patterns for Tinker's Construct. I'm going to need a crafting table with a blank pattern, and that makes a tool station. I do need a log, actually, because you need a log to make the part builder, so I'm just going to yank this log right off of this tree. Pop. There's another zombie. That's the only bad thing about these giant trees, is they do create a lot of shade. You get some mobs spawning during the day. They're only really a problem at the beginning of the game. This item is Minitio Essence. It's part of Magical Crops. I don't really use Magical Crops much. Some people say it's broken, but it actually is kind of slow to me. It's faster to just set up quarries and get your materials that way. So I'm going to take this log that I painstakingly fought for, and I'm going to make a part builder. I also like to make the pattern chest, just because it's easier than lugging those patterns around all the time. So usually I just like throw everything down at the beginning until I get a base started. So I'm going to take my stencil table, my part builder, we're going to throw the pattern chest right behind the part builder, and a tool station. We're going to throw all these blank patterns into the stencil table. I don't usually get the tool rod pattern right away because you can just use sticks for the tool rod. So I'm going to make the tool binding. I'm going to make the pickaxe head, shovel head, all the basic stuff, axe head. I don't usually go for the bigger tools right away because you can't make them until you have a tool forge anyway. So now that I got that, I'm going to bring them over here. You know, I am going to need a little bit more wood. Let's chop down another tree or two. Okay. That should do us for a little bit. And I don't really use these right away because I'm one of those players who likes to use my resources to their maximum potential. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to make a vanilla wooden pickaxe. Base, I believe we are going to build... I'm going to have to lower all of this one. I'm really picky about my layouts when I build my base somewhere. So this is all going to get lowered one eventually. But for right now, I'm going to start my mining shaft. I do a special mining shaft that I picked up from a YouTube user years and years ago. I think it was BOO who used to do this. I haven't watched his videos for a long time, so I don't know if he still does. But he does just a giant 3x3 shaft straight down through the world all the way down to layer like 10 or 11 until you start hitting the point where there's a lot of lava. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this all down till I hit some cobblestone. This cobblestone's really the point at which you really want to start making your tools. Wooden tools are kind of useless. They don't last very long. They don't break very fast. Just a piece of dirt there so we can get out. And now I'm going to take cobblestone. Now, really at this point, I'm just going to be digging a shaft straight down. So I don't really want to waste your time watching me dig a hole in the ground, but I will look at these Tinker's items very quickly. The first thing we're going to do is make a wooden binding, and then we're going to make all the tool heads out of stone. If you've never used Tinker's Construct before, it is an absolutely amazing mod. I love it. I know there's a new version out now, and we have a skeleton. Oh, baby skeleton, that's even better. There's another mod that adds in these little spirits that float around. I don't really know what they're for, so I just kind of ignore them. Okay, so we're going to go back to making our tools. So we've got the 3 different heads. So now we go over here. We're going to need some sticks. And we're going to throw our tools together. You know what? I did forget to do the sword. There are 3 different weapons you can choose: a dagger, sword, and then there's a larger sword that you can make, but we're not going to do that because, again, you need the tool forge to really make the other parts for it. So I just use the regular sword. I don't really see the point in doing the other ones. There are 3 different handles, and they make different kinds of swords. One's a rapier, and then there's another one. I always just use the broadsword, which is basically the vanilla sword. And again, we're going to make it out of cobblestone. We are going to make our guard pattern out of wood. When you're making parts in Tinker's Construct, a stick basically counts as half a plank. So if I put 1 stick in here, this item only has a material cost of 0.5, which means it only takes half a plank. The stick counts as half a plank. If I would have stuck a plank in here instead of a stick, it will give me the wide guard plus a stick left over because it only used half the plank. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stick a stick in here and make a wooden wide guard. I'm going to come over to the tool station, and it is becoming night, so I need to hurry. We're going to make our shovel. We're going to make our axe. And we are going to make our broadsword. You can rename these items as well as you're crafting them. I don't usually bother because I don't stick with these tools for very long. It is getting dark out, so I am going to jump in this hole. I like to carry one of these tables around with me because you can use them to repair your equipment from Tinker's Construct. What I usually do here is just dig straight down, because mobs generally aren't going to jump down this hole. Watch them prove me wrong this playthrough. And when the sun comes back up, we will go get some wood so that I can make ladders. I'm going to need a lot of ladders to go all the way down to the bottom of the world. So again, like I said, this is just me digging a big hole, so I'm going to cut the video here and be back in just a minute. Just wanted to pop back in real quick, let you guys know, usually around layer 55 I stop and create a mining shaft because it's a pretty good level to start finding iron, and there's a lot of copper still at this level. And I did find my first ore, which is Certus Quartz. It's from Applied Energistics 2. It's not really useful yet because it's going to be a while till we get into Applied Energistics. I did break my stone pick for the first time also. Tinker's Construct does not make your tools disappear the way vanilla tools do. You can just take them, throw them in the crafting station. I believe you can just use a vanilla crafting bench too. I may be mistaken on that. One piece of cobblestone, completely repair a stone tool. So we've got a brand new pickaxe, and all we had to do was spend a piece of cobblestone, which as you can see I've got plenty of already. So I'm going to take this Certus Quartz. I am creating a little like 7x7 room just to have somewhere to start throwing down my stuff without having to be on the surface because it's still nighttime. Just to mention, I also have the BD Craft sound pack installed, which is why you can hear like birds in the background. The zombies sound different. As you can see, it is still nighttime. But yeah, it's a really nice sound pack. It also changes the discs, the music discs, and some of them are really cool. So I'll try to find some of those later on in the series. But for now, I'm gonna make a couple furnaces. I like to grab like 4. I'm gonna dig out this wall a little bit and stick my furnaces beside the crafting table. But I'm going to keep digging this hole until daytime, at which point I'm going to go back up and get some wood so we can make some ladders. So, again, I'll be back in just a minute. Alright folks, it is daytime. As you can see, the sun has risen. Zombies just burned up a minute ago. I did burn up a piece of wood to make some charcoal so I can make 4 torches just to light this room up. I decided to stick the 4 furnaces up in the corner, just so they're up out of the way and I don't have to extend the room more or line them up. I don't know, I just like them this way. I made a chest as well with my last 2 logs, so I'm completely out of wood. I'm going to throw this wooden pickaxe in here because I will never use it again. I'll probably destroy it at some point. So we're going to go back up to the surface and see if there's anything up here that wants to... I made a hole. See if there's anything up here that wants to eat us, or blow us up, or shoot us. And there are a few things. Apparently they don't care about us right now. So I'm going to find some trees like this one. Chop them down now that we have a axe. And our first death. Yay. I do have a mod called Journey Map on here as well, which puts little markers on the map. So that's a good example of how that works. It actually automatically puts one on the map if you die. So we've got another zombie, a creeper. Oh, the creeper despawned, so that's nice. Still got a skeleton somewhere. There's also a mod that adds in those nice little tombstones so your stuff doesn't fly everywhere if you die. Let's see if we can kill this skeleton so he's out of the way. Skeleton dead. So we can actually go back to getting wood. It's really annoying how every time you have to pick your stuff back up, you have to rearrange all your items again. I've always hated that, but hey, what are you going to do? So we're going to chop down some trees. Hopefully we'll get some apples because I could use some food. That's another rubber tree. That's another skeleton. Let's see if we can not let him know that we're here. He's got armor, so he'd be a little tougher to kill. There's an apple. All these little bushes that are around that have like berries and stuff in them, they're part of Pam's Harvest Craft, which I don't mess around much in. It's a really nice mod to have if you're playing a server that has adjustments to the way food works, but this one really doesn't, so it's just as easy to make bread like normal. We'll eat this raspberry as well. Full health and we can get some regen going. If you push the J key when you have journey map, it brings up your mini map and you can delete those annoying death markers. This is from an old game, so I'm going to get rid of that. Grab some more apples. I'm not going to grab those berries. You can actually turn these berries into seeds and grow them just like wheat. I'm not going to do that right now. So now we have 26 logs. Again, I'm going to turn half of them into wood. Turn that into sticks. Got another zombie friend. More zombie brains. We're going to turn all these sticks into ladders. So that's 45. Not quite enough. So make a couple more. So there we have 54. We are on layer 64. So that'll take us down to layer 10. So that should be perfect. So what I like to do is 2 little pieces of cobblestone there, start running the ladder down, on 1 piece of the cobblestone across here so that we can actually go down the ladder. And we can clear out all this garbage. I do hear lava already, which is really weird. There's our little 7x7 room. Actually, I like 9x9 rooms internally, not externally. It would be nice to find some coal so I can start lighting up this shaft. I know it's not really necessary because it's the light level on the ground that matters for mob spawning, but it's still nice if I have to like leave the shaft for whatever reason. Plus, it makes it look cooler when you look down the shaft if there's a light source. But I am going to continue digging this shaft straight down, and I will be back once again. Alright guys, just real quick, I'm still continuing down the shaft. I haven't made it very far yet, actually, but I did run into a cave, and when I came down here I found that lava that I was talking about. I also found the cave goes down further, and there's a zombie, which I can't quite screech. Maybe if I break this. Come on, buddy. I don't care about the zombie. I would really like to keep that lava source block, but I want this stuff. There's aluminum, there's copper, there's iron over there in the corner, so you know what? There's plenty of lava down further. I am going to block this off and let the lava die. I'm also going to go into my sounds and reduce the hostile creatures even more because that zombie is really loud. So let's see how that sounds. Alright, are you quieter now, buddy? Yeah, whatever. So, lava, it's gone. I'm going to grab this coal. I'm going to clear all the coal and iron and aluminum out of this room, and then I'm going to continue down the shaft. So, I will see you guys in a second. Alright everyone, we are coming down to the bottom of the shaft. It is nighttime again. I did not put my torches up like I wanted to, now that I look up. But we are on layer 15. I'm going to go down to layer 11 because that means layer 10 is at my feet, and that's when the world really starts generating a lot of lava. So I'm going to do these last couple layers here real quick. And this is literally what I've done the entire way down this shaft, is just stand in the middle block, spin around, break the cobblestone, go down a couple layers, throw down some ladders, rinse and repeat all the way down to layer 11. It doesn't take as long as it sounds. I had one friend yell at me one time, "I don't know how you dig those giant shafts all the way down. That's got to take forever." Nah, maybe like 15 minutes, maybe. So if you're patient and you like a cool looking mining shaft, this is the way to go. So now we are on layer 11. I'm going to do that. And our shaft is complete. Now we've got a shaft all the way down to every level. As you can see, there are times when I just kind of put a cobblestone walkway across if I want to put a mining shaft there. Also, I did kill that zombie that was in that cave back there, and he dropped a steel chest plate and a steel helmet. They're almost broken, but still, pretty sweet. I don't have to make it. It'll last me until I get some decent armor. At this point, I pretty much just strip mine straight down. It was actually really weird as I was coming down. Normally I run into all kinds of ores that I can't break and stuff, and it's really annoying to make the shaft. I literally hit nothing on my way down. Nothing. I have the 4 pieces of aluminum, 2 pieces of osmium, and a bunch of coal that I found in that cave where the zombie was, and a little bit of iron. But other than that, I hit nothing on the way down, which is really rare. So at this point, now that I've taken all the time to mine this mining shaft the whole way down, I kind of don't use it for a little bit because really what I need at this point is redstone, iron, copper, tin to get started on some of the mods so I can start doubling my ores. The first thing I like to do is Tinker's Construct Smeltery because I can make the iron tools that I don't have to spend all kinds of iron to keep remaking them because it only takes 1 piece of iron to repair your tools, just like cobblestone. But you need a smeltery to make metal tools. So I am going to go up to the surface. I'm going to find 2 stacks of sand, 2 stacks of clay, and 2 stacks of gravel. Because that'll pretty much get me what I need to get a smeltery going. Oh, there's a cave here. I wonder if this is the one that leads down to where that zombie was. There's some copper, that's nice, some iron, some coal. Cool, well I'm going to go kill this skeleton and clear out this cave of all its ores, and I'll be right back. Just real quick guys, I also wanted to show off a mod called Dense Ores. Every once in a while you'll find one of these dense ores, and basically when you break it, it drops 3 ores instead of 1, which is really nice. So I'm going to keep clearing out this cave, be back in a little. Just so you know guys, there is another mod that adds a bunch of clay to the underground. I don't know which one it is that does this, but it does add clay to the underground world generation, which is actually really nice too, because then you don't have to swim through rivers and try to dig underwater to get clay, which is a pain in the butt. But as you can see, after mining through this cave and mining that shaft, my inventory is really full, so I'm going to go back to our little 7x7 room. I'm going to dump out my inventory. I'm going to come back and get this clay. I did get almost 2 stacks of gravel just from this cave, so I'll try to get the rest of that stack. And then we'll get started on a smeltery. Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I did manage to find some sheep, which is excellent because I'm really tired of these nights and mob spawning all the time. So I'm going to make me a bed real quick, throw it in this corner, and because it's nighttime once again, and hop in the bed. So I did manage to find almost 2 stacks of gravel, 2 stacks of sand, 2 stacks of clay. I actually found a lot more than 2 stacks of clay. If you look in here, I've got quite a bit of clay. The haul's not bad for today, considering we got all the way down to layer 10. We've got all our tinkers set up, with the exception of the smeltery. We've got a chest full of goodies. I think we did pretty good for our first episode. I'm going to call it there, guys. It's been not quite 30 minutes. Let me know what you think, if there's anything that you have to suggest for me. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing a Let's Play series. I'm aware of some issues already. I have a brand new Razer Widow Ultimate keyboard, so I'm sure you can hear the key strokes in the background. I'm going to try to find a way to deal with that. If I have to switch the keyboard, then I have to switch the keyboard. But other than that, if you have any suggestions for me, please leave comments below and give me a like if you actually liked it. Alrighty.